it light? Hmm. Is that on? Okay. Let's see if anybody joins today. Commitment from somebody loyal, understanding. I can't get this closer. Okay. Let's see if people will join. Wish I could get this closer. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, y'all. So I am going live tonight in order to basically what do you call it? Overcome fears of going live. So I figure if I do this multiple times a week, I'm just going to continue to do that because you have to kind of overcome your fears in life. So this is what we're going to do today. And while I wait for people to show up, I think I'm just going to answer some questions. So let's see. What do I have here? I was going to do some would you rathers, but I figured it might be more fun to do other stuff. So let's see here. All right. Let's see. So I pulled up a list of podcast questions to basically ask. I don't know if they're going to be good or not, but we shall see. I will just start talking. That's what I do. Okay. So, what's the weirdest conspiracy theory that you've ever believed? The weirdest conspiracy theory that I have ever believed, it has to be regarding the death of Princess Diana. I did believe for a long time that the royal family had something to do with it. Part of me still believes to a certain extent that they had something to do with it, but uh it's not as strong. Like my belief is not as strong as it used to be. So what I've learned the older that you get is that sometimes things in life just happen to good people, and you just have to deal with it as it happens. And it doesn't always mean that there's a conspiracy behind it. Look, sometimes there is, and it is what it is, but it doesn't always mean that there's a conspiracy afoot. Okay. So that was a fun one. Let's see. What if you get an urge to scratch your butt in public? Would you do it? It depends on exactly where I am in public, how many people are around. Like, are you talking about public where there's only like, I don't know, 30 people in a certain area with me? Or are you talking about like New York where they basically move in groups and nobody's really going to be looking at me like scratching my behind? And I'd probably be really good at like playing it off because it's just like when girls who have weaves or wigs or whatever, like they're trying to basically scratch their head. And so remember that whole Beyonce thing from back in the day? Pat your weave, ladies. Pat your weave. I will probably do that, but with my butt. Just pat. And that would basically get me to a place where I could feel better without actually having to be obvious with the scratchation of my butt situation. All right. Next one. What's the weirdest fantasy you've ever had? For a very long time, I thought that Harry Potter was real. To a certain extent, I still do. I have a scar on my forehead, if you guys can see it. I don't know, I'm using my webcam, which, or I'm using my MacBook computer's cam, so you might not be able to see it, the actual resolution. Anyway, but I have a scar on my forehead right here, and for the longest, you could not tell me anything when I was younger, that I wasn't going to be getting, like, a letter from an owl from, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and they were basically going to be welcoming me into Hogwarts. So that is pretty much the weirdest fantasy that I ever had because I thought it was going to happen. Turns out it didn't. I'm still waiting for it to happen because I think, when you're a kid, you believe a whole bunch of stuff. And recently, I started rewatching the whole Harry Potter series, and it's so interesting kind of watching it as an adult versus as a kid because you kind of see different things that you didn't see when you were younger. But watching it as an adult, first off, it's nostalgia. Second off, I don't know, it just takes you back to a happier time. I remember when I was just so excited to get those damn Harry Potter books, read them from cover to cover, read them like nonstop in terms of, you get the book on, I don't know, a Friday, and by Sunday you're pretty much done with it because you've literally read it cover to cover in such a small amount of time. So Harry Potter is definitely the weirdest fantasy that I've ever had in terms of I thought I was going to be in I don't know what school I'd be in. Honestly, I don't think I'm smart enough for Ravenclaw. Hufflepuff seems to be for like, I don't know, very not simple-minded, but what do you call it? Like very um happy people, happy-go-lucky people seem to end up in Hufflepuff. So I would probably be a toss-up between Gryffindor and Slytherin. And honestly, just because you're in Slytherin doesn't mean you're a bad person. So if I ended up there, then so what? But maybe I don't know, like Harry Potter did, Axe of Sorting had to put me in Gryffindor, but I don't really care that much. Like, if they had me in Slytherin, it's cool. I could learn how to, like, evade some taxes or something mundane. I don't wanna, like, murk anybody. That's not my bailiwick, as they say. Okay. Have you ever done something so embarrassing that you've been terrified to say that it's you? Um yes, I definitely have. Have you ever done something so embarrassing that you've been terrified to say that it's you? Yes, when I was in middle school, so I don't it's like 7th or 8th grade here, but when I was in middle school, you're learning about your body and you're learning about deodorant and how to care for yourself in that way. And y'all may know where this is going. So I remember distinctly my mom always telling me, you need to put on deodorant like you stink, like you're getting older and your sweat glands are coming in or they're starting to produce, stinky smells and whatever. But I was like, "Nah, nah, I'm good. Nah, nah, I'm good." And then eventually what ended up happening was I will never forget this. I went to school one day and we had just gone out for recess. We were coming back in. Y'all remember when you used to be in school and you used to get into like single file line when you were like going back to your classroom or going to the cafeteria or whatever. And so we were all in line and all I kept hearing, we all wore uniforms. So it was like white shirt, black pants, black shoes and stuff. And I remember distinctly, I just kept hearing snickering behind me. I don't know what the hell was going on. So every time I would look back, nobody would say anything. Everybody would be just silent. So I looked back again because the snickering would happen every time I turned my head. And one time I turned back quick enough, and basically I was face to face with the dude who was like on my neck, sniffing my neck to make sure that it was me that was actually the one that was stinking. So, yes, I have definitely done something so embarrassing that I've been terrified to say that it's me, and it was because I was I guess going through puberty in middle school, and apparently I stunk. And all throughout the day, since I knew that I smelled because the children made me uniquely aware. Whenever anybody would ask during the day, "Oh, what's that smell?" I would like keep my arms super close to my sides and just join in. Who could it be? Blah blah blah. So that's definitely my answer to that question. Let's see. What is the weirdest smell you've ever smelled? It also has to deal with body odor, but this time it's not mine. The weirdest smell I have ever smelled was back in school days when I was on the bus, and this girl, she would always sit by herself. I didn't really know why and stuff like that. But as the bus would move, because once you have forward motion, whatever smells are at the front of the bus are gonna start, vacillating to the back of the bus. And so she would sit by herself, and I found out one day when there was no other seat available but the one behind her. And basically, I can't even explain what she smelled like. It was kind of like a combination of like onions, funk, and what I assume like a skunk would smell like. So that is definitely the weirdest smell I've ever smelled for sure. What is something that everybody looks stupid doing? Probably going to the bathroom. I don't know. I just feel like you look dumb there, sitting there with your phone in your hand, scrolling on Google or wherever, TikTok, yada yada, YouTube, boom boom kush. Something that everybody looks stupid doing, picking their nose, any sort of like bodily function, you look dumb. I don't know if people look stupid doing it, but I have this pet peeve of people brushing their teeth in front of me and spitting. Like I can't do it. It just makes me cringe. Let's see. What is the cringiest thing that happened to you on the internet? What is the cringiest thing that happened to me on the internet? What has happened to me on the internet that was cringeworthy? People trying to shoot their shot. That's probably the most cringy thing because I'm a very friendly person. I love talking to people. As you can probably tell, because I've been on this live stream for about 11 minutes and I'm by myself. I've been on this live stream by myself, but people love to talk to me for some reason when I'm out and about. Even when I'm not trying to talk to people, apparently I have what's called a friendly face. So they will come and talk to me even if I have not invited them to do so. So the cringiest thing that's happened to me on the internet, because I am online, I'm on YouTube Live right now. After I get off of here, I'm going to go on TikTok Live. um People will literally try to shoot their shot. So like they'll be in the chats or they'll DM me, and I learned a long time ago there's nothing good that goes down in your DMs. Well, there's nothing good that's ever gone down in my DMs, okay? So yeah, I think it's basically people trying to spit game, holla when you're really not that interested and you were just being nice. So that's definitely the cringiest thing that's happened to me on the internet so far. But life is still very open for me, and so it I think a lot of things can still happen down the road. What's the weirdest thing you wish you never saw? The weirdest thing that I wish I never saw. um Probably my old car, because on an impulse I kind of sold it because it was bankrupting me financially, and it was the right decision to do mentally to sell the car. So it's like my head knew it was the right decision to sell the car. My heart was basically still in love with it, and like I've never been in love before with a person, but I've definitely been in love with the car. I always tell people, just because I have been in love, but it had four wheels. So does that mean that my love was any less sincere? Probably not. But yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing I wish I never saw. Because if I never saw the car, then I wouldn't still stalk it to this day using Carfax. So the more you know. Da-da-da. Have you ever thought of doing a cosmetic surgery? What would you change if you do it? I've not only thought about doing a cosmetic surgery, I have done a cosmetic surgery. I've done two in my life so far. I had a rhinoplasty and a septoplasty at 23, and I had my first hair transplant at 33 or 32. So yeah, I'm a fan of plastic surgery. I've chronicled it on the channel here, so scroll back, whoever watches this video, and you can basically see, my whole cosmetic surgery process. Um so yes, I have thought about doing cosmetic surgery, and it's gone from thinking about it to actually having done it. Would there be any, maybe I could just like rephrase this question. What else would I change if I could do it? I'm pretty content with myself currently, so I don't think there's anything I would kind of get done at this point. But in the eternal words of Joan Rivers, my body is a temple and my temple needs redecorating. And in the eternal words of Dolly Parton, you know, if there's something that you need to do, want to do, can afford to do, and have the nerve to do, I think you should do it, especially if it's going to make you feel better about yourself. So as long as, you know, you're doing it for the right reasons, you're doing it for you, you have the money to do it. And it's something that will literally make you feel better about yourself. I'm all for plastic surgery. I think it's great. Um, as long as it's done tastefully and as long as people spend the actual money that's required to make it look good. Because sometimes people like to get cheapo plastic surgery. And I always say, sometimes regarding plastic surgery, you might get lucky with a cheapo special, but most times you get what you pay for. And I think that's pretty much all I want to discuss on this live stream today. So, yeah, this has been super fun. I'm going to do these more regular for all of you guys who end up watching this video. I think the schedule I'm going to go with is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays around this time, probably 8:30 or so. So look out for those as I guess this channel goes on. But thank you to all that came in. Thank you to all that left out. And for all of you who will watch the replay of this, I truly appreciate all of you. Take care.